Hey, what's up, my money makers? I just want to come to y'all. Ooh, excuse me. Sorry. I better get some bless yous in the comments. But I just want to come to y'all real quick and go over the whole EMP drill and the ANTIFA protesting situation. First, let me start with the EMP drill. Y'all know I always go off of my head when I do these videos. Okay. It is not going to take out the whole entire power grid. It is going to be like 3,100 counties or something that is being affected, and it's not necessarily a blackout. It's that they're testing amateur radios. They say they do this drill like 4 times a year, and it was just because of the viral video going around YouTube and stuff, that and Facebook. Actually, I think it was a Facebook Live, and people started putting it on YouTube. Now it says that the video falsely claimed that the Department of Defense communication drill would cause the national power grid to go out for several days in November, causing panic on social media. Now, on this site, it has the video and everything. Okay. Now, Army Mars Program Manager Paul English stated, "This exercise will begin with a national massive coronal mass ejection event, which will impact the national power grid as well as all forms of traditional communication, including landlines, cell phones, satellites, and internet connectivity." Now, sorry about that. It says during the exercise, the national power grid will not be impacted. Most social media reports referencing the announcement do not mention the exercise as a stimulation and will have no real life impact. So, first let me see, what did they say? Routine communications interpretability training happens 4 times each year and involves various divisions of the Department of Defense, along with amateur radio operation and Mars operations. During the first week of November, these entitles will come together to train under a stimulated very bad day scenario. A very bad day is an event in which the national power grid fails along with other forms of communication, including landline phones, cell phones, satellites, and internet connectivity. They will also be practicing a solar storm scenario, but that too will be a stimulation. The purpose of the training is to prepare for an event we hope will never happen, but should be ready for if it ever does. As if it do, y'all not the one that's influencing and provoking it, talking about the government anyway. But anyway, that's for another thing. I'm just trying to inform y'all on what's going on, so you don't be out buying up all the damn water and all the corn and the damn sweet peas and stuff. So when I go and get my Sunday meal, it ain't none. I'm just saying, save me some canned goods. Okay. Now, the date of the training of exercise coincides with the rumor Day of Rage protest for the Antifa group on November the 4th, according to Snopes. The Army Military Auxiliary Radio System. Let me scratch that. Let me start on. The Army Military Auxiliary Radio System posted about the exercise on October the 25th. In response to the rumors on social media, the page added a comment to the post to provide some clarity and dispel rumors. This is the comments. It said, "Thanks for everyone speaking out on this. We are glad you are using our social media to express some questions and concern about COMEX 17-4, and I hope I can clear up some of the misconceptions and rumors. In this exercise, amateur radio operations are conducting a routine training that we do 4 times a year. The purpose of this training is to prepare for an event we hope will never happen, but should be ready for it if it ever does. These exercises are all about coordinating existing capabilities like amateur radio and citizen volunteers like Mars members to be a productive part of the solution in the event like a severe solar storm ever happens. Okay, to answer some questions, yes, we will try to talk to amateur radio operations in all 3,000 plus counties in the United States. We hope all amateur radio operators will help us with that by tuning into 60-meter channel on Saturday night. Date, time noted in the bulletin above. Okay. No, we will not actually be turning off the electrical power grid. While I thrive for realism when planning exercises, turning off the electricity all across the U.S. is a way above my pay grade. It's way above my pay grade. So we just have to stimulate that. No, we did not plan this to coincide with any particular protest. I don't believe that. The date for COMEX 17-4 was set more than a year in advance. Keeping track, I don't believe that either. Keeping track of the various protest groups' calendar of events is more than a little out of our lane. Once again, I don't believe that. It's a few more. I'll go on and go through them. Yes, we will actually practice a solar storm scenario, go off the air, protect our radio equipment. After the national storm, we will practice using an emergency power, at least for a little while, just to say we can, but not long enough to waste gasoline since the electrical service will be actually still working. And, of course, establish radio contact with amateur radio operators throughout the United States. This is on E. No, there will not really be a solar storm. We're just stimulating that too. Okay. Let me see how many more is it. Okay, this is F. This is the last one. It says, I'm going to do it back up. If you're a U.S. citizen, you can help by becoming an amateur radio operator. Check the website for information. And this, you have to just go on and look it up. This is basically, F is not really anything. If you're already an amateur operator, learn as much as you can about using high frequency radios, build an effective station, use the 60-meter band, now, okay, like I say, F is just talking about if you're a citizen, you can help by becoming an amateur radio operator. Check their website, sign up, become a fan, like, share, subscribe, all that bullshit. So we ain't really got to worry about that. But the main thing that I wanted to bring to you all that contacted me personally about it, before I started spreading like this whole massive panic attack of emotions, we're not gonna have any lights, blah blah blah, and be sitting here like I was on September 23rd, scared shitless all day. I not only want to educate myself on this situation, but I want to inform y'all, like the whole video about the entire United States power grid being off. That's not true. Okay, that is not what they're saying they're doing. They're saying that they're doing a storm simulation and trying to keep in communication with the amateur radio operators. So this is all supposed to be basically computer stimulated. It's not supposed to affect those outside of basically the 3,100 counties. Now, the thing about that, this is where the Antifa protesting and the EMP drill collides, because a lot of the cities that the drill is being done in are some of the same cities that the protesters are scheduled to be protesting. And the conflict will be, if it gets out of hand, this means like in those cities, those counties, the radio frequency waves will be down. So there's no communicating among radio signals like with the police body cams and walkie-talkies and stuff. I'm wondering, is that going to be affected? Because it is some people that's going to these protests with like their beliefs in mind. Like they're going out here very blindsided to the fact that I feel like they're being set up. I feel like the 8 people that was on that bridge that had the road blocked off, and if y'all hadn't seen that video was like 30-40 minutes long. It was a police on scene from the time that video came on. And in the video that I watched, they had also showed how, when they were chasing the SUV and the guy jumped out and ran, how all the police just jumped out, attacked, boom, situation solved. But y'all let these people stand in the middle of the road for 30 plus minutes, blocking traffic from citizens and, emergency vehicles possibly to get through, to get to their destination. I am in agreement with that person when they said that the police was in on that. When they said that the police have orchestrated that. I do believe that. I do believe that this is a governmental organization, and it's put out here like it's for the people, by the people, but it's really not. And I do feel like this is a setup. I do feel like that during these protests there will be some bloodshed, because the Antifa group is not, I would say, backed on Martin Luther King, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I don't think they're backed on him. They're more, to me, backed on the lines of Malcolm X. Like, fuck eye for eye, tooth for a tooth. You come at me, I'm going to come for you. That was my own thing. I just came up with that right there. But basically what I'm saying is, I have heard that they will be, they will have knives and weapons and, possibly heavy artillery on them, speaking about the protest. So I don't really think this is going to be a healthy protest. And then the protest is basically to get him overthrown and everything. They're trying to, this is basically Trump Pence resignation letter. They're trying to get him up out of there. And I just don't really think that this is going to pan well. I'm not real sure how long the Antifa group has been stating their sites of events. So I'm not real sure if before October the 25th that Antifa posted about, where their sites would be for their protests, because that is when the EMP drill stimulation thing was posted, okay, on the 25th of October. So I'm really not sure if they put it this weekend because of Antifa letting known was to be their sites of protesting. So I just say, anyone going out to protest, to please be careful. And I will probably have some more videos coming up back to back on these 2 situations and everything. But just for my money makers, I just wanted y'all to be aware of what was going on, and not to be in a panic or anything like that. Like I said, don't go and buy all the damn canned corn and sweet peas, and then when I get ready to go and get my Sunday dinner, we ain't got no rice and beans or nothing, because y'all done bought it all for 2 days. But it's not gonna be that drastic, so they say. It's supposed to just be a stimulation. It's not gonna be a national power outage, and it's pertaining to testing the amateur radio operators. So I really don't know. But I do know that I will have the cities in the next video. I'll have the cities of where the Antifa protesting will be held, and I will probably talk more about the Antifa situation and what it is and what it stands for and what they're really, set out to do. Probably, but not sure. But I know I would definitely bring you the cities that, the counties, they say, that will be affected because, it could be 9 cities in one county. So I will bring you back the counties and just some more information that I think you should know about it. But the main thing, I just wanted to keep the panic down and just let everyone know it's not going to be a total power outage. It's not hurtful to stay ready and, have backup water and canned goods and stuff. So that's never a bad thing to do as far as just staying prepared. But as far as the 4th through the 6th, it's supposed to just be doing the storm stimulation with the amateur radios. And I do want to say that mainly the places that are being affected are mainly the places that the Antifa protesters will be. And once again, I just want y'all to be careful if you're going out to protest, because I did read, and if you catch the next video, I'll try to have it up if I could find where they were saying they will have weapons, during this protest. So I will get in more about Antifa and, what's actually going on with that. But thank y'all for watching. I hope that I was very informative and shedded a little positive light on what's going on. Because if, y'all feel about this how I felt about September the 23rd, I'm quite sure y'all scared shitless, because I saw here that Saturday, and first of all, my kids didn't come home because they spent the night with my mom. And so Saturday, they didn't come home. They stayed all the way till that Sunday. So I pretty much was in here by myself freaking out all day long. And it was until maybe 12 o'clock, hitting Sunday morning, to where I'm whoo, I was really, really paranoid, for the week or two, basically 2 weeks prior to September the 23rd. Honey, I was on edge. They was I gotta go pay my bill. I'm man, I ain't thinking about them bills. We ain't got but 2 weeks left. The world finna be over. Them bills, And then what kind of took my mind off of it was the whole Kanika Jenkins situation, which I'm going to talk about that too, because it's just a lot of distractions going on, and I'm going to talk about that too. So please stay tuned to my next videos. If you hadn't already, you already know what to do.